Have you ever stopped to think about why, even if you're eating well, sticking to your exercise routine, and doing everything you were told was right, your legs somehow feel less steady? Why does climbing stairs seem so much harder than it used to? Why does simply getting up from a chair require so much more effort than before? Is this merely what getting older feels like, or is there something else quietly taking a toll on you? It might surprise you, but it's not always about what you're not doing. Sometimes it's rooted in habits you never imagined could be harmful. Many older adults fall into this silent trap with confidence, trusting that they're making healthy choices. After all, who hasn't heard throughout life that fruit is nature's medicine, pure and good? For the most part, that's true, but there's a hidden side, something nobody likes to talk about. Not every fruit fits the needs of an aging body. In fact, there are everyday fruits, ones you enjoy every week, ones you never think twice about, that slowly sap away your strength, fuel joint pain, invite stiffness into your knees, and make the simple act of walking more of a challenge than it should be. The sad truth is that foods promoted as healthy may sometimes work against your balance, mobility, and leg strength as the years pass. Bodies change. Our blood doesn't flow like it once did. Our metabolism loses steam, and foods that used to sustain us start to have negative effects. Especially some fruits you'd never suspect. They seem harmless, pleasant even, but inside they hide acids, sugars, and chemicals that can send blood sugar soaring, stir up swelling in the joints, and leave your legs weaker, step by step. If you have questions about this, or need someone to listen, I'm here. What's more sinister is that the destruction unfolds slowly, creeping in like a shadow until one fateful day, you find yourself gripped by piercing pain in your calves, an unrelenting ache in your thighs, or a chilling tightness in your knees just from a short stroll. Today, I'll unveil the 7 most treacherous fruits that anyone over the age of 60 must steer clear of, particularly if you wish to shield your legs from lasting harm, torment, and deterioration. Though they appear innocuous, none of these fruits can be trusted. Once you uncover the dreadful truth, you may never look at your fruit bowl in the same way again. So stay with me until the chilling end. If you cherish your vitality and desire to keep your legs strong, stable, and free from agony, it might be time for your body to receive this harsh awakening. But hold on for a moment before we plunge into the darkness. Click the subscribe button and enable notifications if you value your well-being, for here we expose the uncomfortable truths that often remain unspoken. I want to know if you're on this treacherous journey with me. If you're watching now and this warning resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0. Your voice carries more weight than you could ever imagine. Now, let's delve into the first fruit on our ominous list. Though it's lauded for its power to reduce inflammation, it may in fact unleash the very darkness it promises to dispel in seniors. Let's talk about pineapple. Pineapple, tropical, succulent, and refreshing, has long been heralded as a natural anti-inflammatory, thanks to a substance known as bromelain. Yet here lies the twisted revelation. While many cling to the belief that pineapple soothes inflammation, it might just be the silent harbinger of pain for our elders. Pineapple is often seen as a healthy, tropical treat, but beneath its bright sweetness lies a hidden risk, especially for those over 60. With age, our blood vessels become more delicate, no longer able to handle sugar surges as they once did. Even though pineapple is natural, the sugar in it hits your system quickly, pushing blood sugar higher in a rush your body can't keep up with. This sudden spike quietly damages the small vessels that carry blood to your legs and muscles. Year by year, the flow weakens and your body pays the price. That deep, tired ache in your legs after just a few steps, the stiffness that clings to your knees when you try to stand, the odd pain in your ankles even though you've been sitting, these become ordinary, unwelcome companions. It doesn't stop at sugar. The acidity in pineapple lingers, adding another burden if you live with joint pain or arthritis. The pain, the fatigue, the swelling, each a reminder of how even simple pleasures can have unexpected costs. Some people notice their legs just feel heavier after eating pineapple, like something vital is quietly slipping away. It's as if those bright yellow slices carry not just sweetness, but also a sense of loss for the strength that once came so easily. Here's a revised version of your text. It's useful to keep in mind that if you're taking medications, especially blood thinners, bromelain, the well-known enzyme in pineapple, can interact with certain drugs, either amplifying or diminishing their effects. The real risk, though, is more subtle. Pineapple doesn't usually trigger obvious side effects. There's no sudden pain or clear warning sign. Instead, its impact builds up over time, only becoming noticeable when you find your mobility slipping. The unfortunate truth is that many seniors aren't aware the fruit they believe is helping them could be gradually contributing to the weakness in their legs year after year. So, what's the best approach? You don't need to give up pineapple entirely, but eating it in moderation is wise. Especially if you've been dealing with ongoing leg discomfort or unexplained swelling. Its effects can be quiet but genuine. If pineapple, despite its reputation for reducing inflammation, can lead to such issues, consider the next fruit: bananas. Bananas are soft, tasty, and celebrated for boosting potassium and energy. They're promoted for preventing muscle cramps and supporting overall vitality. Still, things aren't as straightforward for older adults. Bananas are rich in natural sugars and fast-digesting carbohydrates, causing your blood sugar to spike rapidly after eating. Over time, this can lead your body to develop some resistance to insulin. With frequent spikes, blood circulation suffers, inflammation gets worse, and leg health may decline as a result. You might notice a dull ache in your legs as you walk or climb the stairs, a sense of heaviness settling in after meals, and tightness gripping your calves. Sadly, it doesn't stop there. Bananas can worsen fluid retention, especially for those with heart troubles. This can lead to stiff joints, swollen feet, and puffiness around your ankles, quiet symptoms that creep in unnoticed. You may eat bananas, believing they'll help your muscles recover. Yet behind the scenes, they could be slowly weakening you. The most unsettling part is that the harm doesn't show up right away. It seeps in over time, making every step harder and weighing you down with discomfort. For anyone enduring heavy, aching, or swollen legs, the familiar fruit on your plate could be quietly working against you. Bananas seem harmless, but it's unsettling to think that something even smaller can have a similar impact. Grapes, for example, look gentle and harmless, small, sweet, and easy to snack on. Their reputation is almost spotless good for your heart, filled with antioxidants. But few know that, for older adults, grapes may quietly contribute to leg pain, stiffness, and swelling. The culprit is fructose, a sugar that in high amounts can do harm, going straight to the liver and turning into fat, and uric acid. When the liver can't keep up, trouble starts. Most often in your toes, ankles, and knees, uric acid settles in the joints, triggering episodes of burning, aching, and swelling that come and go. It's a quiet betrayal. The familiar comfort of grapes hiding a slow, painful erosion within. That dull, insistent ache turns even the simplest walk into a struggle. Have you ever been jolted awake by a sharp pain throbbing in your big toe? Uric acid. When your liver falls behind, it builds up, quietly settling in your toes, ankles, and knees, and the real trouble starts. Swelling and a deep, burning ache come and go. But the weight of it lingers, making every step feel heavier. Sometimes it's not even a grand indulgence. Just a handful of grapes, pushing your uric acid past a tipping point. Fructose clings to the corners of your joints, fueling low-level inflammation you can escape. You start to move slower. Everything feels tighter, the pressure mounting, the stiffness refusing to leave. And grapes just slip down so easily. By the time you realize it, 2, maybe 3 cups are gone, and the sugar has stacked up. They look so harmless, a symbol of health, but they can quietly chip away at comfort and flexibility inch by inch, year after year. All that sweetness hides a slow erosion. If you find yourself eating grapes and wondering why everything aches just a bit more, the connection can feel a little bleak, but it's not just grapes. Even watermelon, that bright slice of summer, bursting with water, so refreshing, always there at the picnic, can mask the same quiet damage. It looks so innocent and hydrating, but beneath the fresh taste, more sugar sneaks in, and your joints might pay the price. It's a bit of a betrayal, really, to realize these favorite fruits are quietly sapping comfort from your legs. A little more each day, while everyone around you insists they're nothing but good. If this feels familiar, it's worth paying attention, even if the answer isn't easy. It feels harmless, doesn't it? Watermelon is low in calories, mostly water, and refreshingly sweet. But hiding behind that cheerful red flesh is something less innocent, a relentlessly high glycemic index. Eating watermelon sends your blood sugar soaring, almost like eating candy. For seniors, these constant sugar surges bring damage that's hard to ignore, especially in the legs. Let me explain. A rapid jump in blood sugar prompts your body to release insulin. As we age, insulin doesn't work the way it once did. Instead, blood sugar lingers, causing inflammation, particularly where circulation is weakest. That's why it shows up in your calves, knees, and ankles, Maybe you notice a heaviness right after you eat, a persistent ache while walking, swelling at your ankles that just won't fade. Even a staircase can become daunting, every step a new challenge. Despite its soft and inviting feel, watermelon quietly weighs on your legs, convincing you to have slice after slice, each one piling on sugar, adding to the inflammation, quietly eroding your comfort. It fools you. You think you're just quenching your thirst, but the effect lingers: discomfort, swelling, fatigue. Instead of hydration, you're left wondering if the cost is too high for your body. For those whose legs grow weary for no clear reason, maybe it's time to question that regular helping of watermelon. Now let's turn to a fruit painted as a symbol of health, packed with vitamin C, and found in every health drink. Yet even oranges can deliver a sharp sting to aging joints. Oranges, please answer my question. Oranges are everywhere, colorful, fragrant, and featured in everything from breakfast spreads to wellness drinks. They're almost synonymous with good health, mostly due to their vitamin C content and the belief that they bolster immunity. Yet, for seniors, especially those past 60, there's often a hidden downside. Beneath their sunny surface lies an acidic sharpness that joints sometimes can't tolerate. Oranges brim with citrus acid, and while that's familiar territory for most, it can quietly provoke joint discomfort, particularly if you're already coping with inflammation, arthritis, or stiffness. You might notice slow-building morning stiffness, that nagging ache in your hips, discomfort when standing after sitting a while, or swelling that seems to arrive out of nowhere. It's easy to blame these changes on simple aging, shrugging off the pain as just another reminder of the years passing by. But in reality, that daily glass of orange juice, the one meant to be a healthy ritual, could be quietly making things worse. When you drink orange juice, the citric acid doesn't just touch your tongue or stomach. It progresses into your bloodstream, irritating the sensitive tissues around your joints. Paired with the fruit's natural sugars, this can cause your blood sugar levels to rise and fall, quietly fueling inflammation. Gradually, movement becomes more daunting. Each step grows a little heavier, a little more painful, as the discomfort seeps from your knees to your ankles to your calves. The vibrant taste of orange juice, so often associated with vitality, may be linked to the very aches that make each day feel a little less bright. Oranges don't always trouble younger folks, but for older people, those with slower blood flow and aging joints, the impact tends to creep in quietly. Maybe the saddest part is eating them, thinking you're taking care of yourself, trusting in the reputation oranges have always enjoyed for being wholesome. But now, there's this realization hanging heavy: maybe they aren't helping after all. So what now? Next comes the fruit that looks so inviting: clean, green, crisp, with hardly any sugar. Green apples are so often seen as the safe choice, especially for seniors. They seem gentle, a tart but healthy snack, yet they're hiding something that can show up later as nighttime leg cramps, sore knees, and stiff hips. Let's talk about green apples. They give off the impression of natural goodness, and to many older people, their subtle sweetness seems like a bonus. It must mean they're better for you, right? But there's this hidden side, this quiet threat: green apples can slowly bring on exhaustion, aching, and muscle tightness. The culprits are malic acid and an undercurrent of natural sugar. Malic acid, which gives green apples their familiar bite, is easy for younger bodies to handle. For seniors, digestion gets more delicate, and malic acid can start to irritate, not just in the gut, but in joints too, once it spreads through the body after eating. Sometimes the pain shows up sharply in the hips or thighs. Sometimes it's just a dull warmth in the feet or a stiffness in the knees. It doesn't strike all at once, but instead settles in bit by bit, slowly getting worse. Then there's the sugar, quietly adding to the burden. Green apples have natural sugars, despite not tasting as sweet as their red counterparts. For older adults with slower metabolisms, these sugars can lead to spikes and drops in blood sugar. Symptoms might include calf fatigue, nighttime leg cramps, stiffness in the morning, or feeling weak while climbing stairs. What makes things tougher is that green apples are usually eaten raw, often as a snack or even right before bed, creating a steady impact on the body. While they look wholesome and innocent, green apples might be gradually making mobility more difficult, stiffening joints, and contributing to restless nights for older people. This raises a question about tropical fruits that are far sweeter, like mangoes, a soft, juicy fruit loved by many, especially in the summertime. The reality: mango may be one of the worst offenders for older adults troubled by joint pain or muscle weakness. Why? Mangoes are packed with natural sugar, Not just a mild sweetness, but enough to cause a big spike in blood sugar. If you're young and active, your body manages that surge pretty well. After 60, though, metabolism slows down. The sharp rise in sugar triggers an insulin spike, followed by a rapid drop. Each cycle fuels inflammation that settles deep in the joints, especially the soft tissues around the ankles, hips, and knees. People struggling with nerve problems may notice burning feelings in their toes, changes in metabolism, and ongoing tingling or heaviness in the legs. Evening swelling around the feet can also occur. That sugar rush from sweet fruits creates a quick insulin spike, then a drop, and each cycle triggers inflammation deep within the joints, especially the soft tissues around the ankles, knees, and hips. Mango, for example, tastes refreshing and light, making it easy to overeat, but the body still reacts to its sugar. Over time, this added sugar can contribute to joint discomfort, slow movement, and wobbly legs. Many older adults view mango as a wholesome snack. While it is natural, that doesn't mean it's ideal for those with weaker circulation or aging joints. Taking a broader view, several fruits popular for their health claims come with drawbacks for people over 60. However, some fruits do the opposite by supporting leg strength, easing joint pain, and fighting inflammation. Let's look at those beneficial options and what seniors can enjoy instead. Now that you know which fruits are best avoided, let's focus on those that help, since the right choices nourish the body and support better health. Berries, like blackberries, blueberries, and raspberries, are particularly powerful for their anti-inflammatory properties. They lurk quietly among the innocent baskets at the market, fruits with secret powers for the aging body. They slip through your system almost unnoticed, their low sugar betraying none of the darkness nestled in their skins. While the world busies itself with sweet seductions, these fruits work in silence, improving circulation where blood so often falters, staving off stiffness that creeps into your joints like a chill in the dead of night. They keep swelling at bay, making sure your body isn't quietly sabotaged from within. Cherries come next, but approach with caution, just a handful, no more. Cross that line, and their relief curdles into trouble. Kept to moderation, though, they drive down uric acid and stave off the sudden agony of gout, easing the searing pain that sometimes flares in your knuckles or toes. Each cherry a whispered promise to soothe that which aches the most. Beware the avocado. Disguised as mere fruit, it hides a wealth of oils that wrap your bones in a quiet comfort, dulling the silent blaze of inflammation, softening the relentless grind inside your joints. Its fatty mysteries delay the chaos of blood sugar spikes, giving an energy that lingers, slow and steady, making you question if you felt this quiet steadiness before. Papaya drifts onto the scene. Tender, deceptively delicate, almost ethereal. Cut it open, and its enzymes slip through your insides, dissolving pain and smoothing rough edges with a gentleness that feels unnatural, like a balm applied in the dark. And then, the pear, best paired with just a touch of protein. Its subtle, steady sweetness is almost ghostly, hovering without overwhelming. It offers energy that does not hammer at your bones or demand repayment and soreness. These fruits are chosen allies, conspirators against pain and frailty. Each selection is a minor ritual, a ward against unseen threats. They work with you, never against you, making your steps sure and your mornings less haunted by aches. The difference is real, almost uncanny, firmer, smoother, clearer. In a world full of choices, choose wisely, for not all fruit is as innocent as it seems. Let's end with some parting remarks, just for you. You must care about your future. Why else would you still be reading? Listen carefully, the door to change hasn't slammed shut yet. Time hasn't run out, but it's slipping through your fingers faster than you think. You might feel your body turning against you, joints aching and balance faltering, as if you're fading away inch by inch. That creeping fear isn't your imagination. It's the slow erosion of strength and certainty that aging brings. But here's where things can shift. Control doesn't come from desperate swings or crash choices. It's the quiet power of subtle shifts, a single meal, a piece of fruit, one deliberate act. The foods we talked about aren't monstrous, but they might not be on your side anymore. Don't ignore that truth. Getting older doesn't have to mean surrender. It can mean sharpening your instincts for survival. Start choosing foods that nourish resilience, boost circulation, help your aching joints. You might just find the shadows of pain and stiffness receding, replaced by lighter steps and mornings that don't hurt. That's the aim, not fear, just clarity. Now, I'm waiting to hear from you. Say what you've learned and what you might change. Write it below. Every word feeds the rest of us. Hit like if any part of this rattled something inside you, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next warning. Turn on notifications, and before you leave, type 1 if this helped, 0 if it didn't. Your answer echoes further than you know. Stay wary. Trust your legs. They're your last